Welcome back to Gordon's Garage. On this episode, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have to get to the lower suspension on this bike to find out what it's going to take to lower it. Until then, I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done. Only way I can tell is if I get this car out, let's get the bike over in the middle, and let's take a look at that suspension. We've got the car out, we got the bike in, and I decided let's do a mail call. What do you think? Everybody likes a mail call. All right, what do y'all think this is? It's not a very big package. And looks like grips. All right, so we have 2 pair of grips. In the previous episodes, y'all saw I was sort of messing around with the grips on the bike. I cut a pair of these cushion foams off, and underneath were a stock set of grips. I decided, I've got these awesome red grips, and I wanted those on. It turns out these are really difficult to put on because this is aluminum right here. It does not allow this rubber underneath to expand and go up onto the bar. And doing so, it ends up stretching out and causing a big gap like that on your handlebar, and then you're like, you can't massage it. It's really difficult. If anybody's got a YouTube channel out there that has done this and knows how to install these onto the bike, please, down in the description below, put something, comment, go to Gordon's Garage Facebook page and message me there. I'd love to see how these things are supposed to go on the VFR. I can't get it, and I ended up, what did I do? Oh, I've still got it. I haven't ruined anything. I still have these pieces right here to the other one. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to put on the stock one in this episode. Since Mail Call has blessed me with these today, that's what's going to happen. These look like stock Honda's original hand grips. They're a little different. They are a little different. I've got this one and another pair, so I'll take a look at them, see which ones I like most. I like these. These are kind of glossy. They're not as matte. I guess that's what happens when you use them a lot. They'll get the rubbed on. Anyways, we'll look at that, but right quick, I got the bike in here, and we're going to take a look at that suspension real quick. And hey, caution, it's dirty under there, so if you're expecting showroom clean, look away. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get down here, and you're gonna get to see this mono shock that's in here. If you look at the top half of the shock, right there, there's that little nub, and you can rotate this and soften the shock for a softer ride, or you can stiffen the shock by twisting on that top cap right there. And then on the bottom side, let's see if I can get you in here. All right, if you look right up in there, right above that bolt right here is an adjustment for the shock. Now, if you look at this little triangle piece, it has 3 bolts holding that triangle piece of metal. That's another way you can change that up, the geometry where those bolts mount, to lower your shock. Or this bar right there, going from this bolt up, you can replace that with a longer or shorter one, and it will lower your bike also. So that's the 3 ways you can lower this bike. Yeah, so word to caution, if you go too low, you've got to shorten your kickstand. What happens is when the bike drops down, when it's sitting on its kickstand, it will be standing upright. More upright means more likely to tip over, and right now it's leaning just right. I can go a little lower and it won't hurt. Well, what I'm doing is I'm looking for, I think it's called a spanner wrench. Anyways, it's a little hook-like wrench that rotates that piece so I can kind of, yeah. Well, I had one, but I can't seem to locate it now. I don't know where it got up to. Let me try this upper drawer here. Nope, not in there either. This is like an extension bar thingy that kind of goes on them. Hey, let me check the tool pouch inside the bike. That's a good spot. Let's look there. All right, I gotta take this cowl off to get to that tool pouch, and this is one of my future projects. Is you have to take these buttons off. You see it right here. I gotta take that off in order to get this thing off, and it takes a Phillips screwdriver. I'd like to find a better way to get this on and off easier without me having to carry a screwdriver around in my pocket. So yeah, let me take this off here. Yeah, and so this is basically a little aluminum piece, and there's this little bolt that goes through it like that. Now, I run the risk of dropping this wherever I'm at, whether it's at Walmart or the gas station. Yeah, I'm gonna lose that sucker in the parking lot. And this should pop out one direction or another, like that. It's got these little holes and these little tabs that hold it all in place. Set that down right there, don't go nowhere. This is another great ad thing. A lot of guys, they lose this sucker. They take it out off their bike and they just toss it. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see what I got in here. Okay, I'll have to spread it out a little bit. There's a lot of stuff in here. Hey, there's a tire iron in there. Aha, there is the wrench right there. Wait, there's two. Oh, I get it. This, I bet, is to tighten the chain, and this one is for that sprocket. I bet that goes in there like that. And it is bent just a little bit. I don't know if that's on purpose. Maybe you need it bent. Okay, these are dirty. They're just, yeah. I'd like to clean these up. Alrighty, let's see if I can't get this sucker and its extension right here to loosen up on that shock. And then we're gonna take a measurement before and after. Let's see how this works. Oh, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna do the shock. Yes, this is a domino. If y'all watched my first or second, third episodes, there's things called dominoes. I got over here and I was trying to figure some stuff out, and I did. I had to take this off to do it, but I figured it out. Let me set this down. And yeah, I know, and my license plate's hanging by just a wire here. But let me turn the camera around and show you what I found. Okay, so what we're looking for here was I was trying to figure out how this latch works, because there's a cable here, and if I pull on this and look down in there, you can see I can unlatch that. And this latch goes to a spot on the bottom of this seat right there. You see it? That little metal thing? That keeps the seat on here. But for the cowl, this piece right here, it doesn't have that. It's just got these two eye loops. And if you look real close, that one has been epoxied back on. So it's broke off once before. It's kind of a weak spot. All right. So what we got is, I was trying to figure out how that cable, it's a cable, it's right there. I don't know if you can see it, it's a cable. And it runs to right here. Right there. That's it. Yeah, I just need it to go like that. So how do I get it to work? And as I'm turning my key, the helmet lock thing opens, but that's not going. I can't get it to do it. And after playing around for about half a second there, I figured out once you unlock the helmet, if you reach around the back and you put your finger on that and you pull down, that opens up the hatch. That's it. So I figured out how to do that. That is huge, because what I'm going to do in a next episode or two, I'm going to take this thing and I'm probably going to cut those off, and I'm going to cut them to where they're hooks, not holes, so they'll hook onto that bolt, and it's going to latch in so I can take it off easier without using that screwdriver. Okay, so that got figured out. That's great. And while I was here, I saw this thing laying up in here, and I didn't know what that was too. It doesn't fit really anywhere. I don't understand, but it was just kept with the motorcycle like that, just sitting in there, and I thought that was strange. And it actually, if you look right there, these two holes, oh yeah, that fits that like that. So this goes down in there and latches down. But why is it not there now? And it turns out that they did a license plate elimination kit where they cut off the back of this fender, and you can see their hack job. That's typical, okay. And the back end where these two holes are, they're not there no more. It's just a great gapping hole there. So what do we do here? It looks like this. What is that? That is probably ECU. It's the engine control module, the computer that runs the whole engine, and it's just exposed to the elements, and it just sits around here bouncing. Yeah, this plate goes on here like that, and that's why that's all exposed. And you can see there's a black mark there where it's been rubbing for a while. It needs some kind of padding on this metal for that, so you don't rub through the electronics. Yeah, great. Okay, so I found a lot of issues that I can solve. They're pretty easy to solve, and now I'm going to get to lowering the bike. So let's get in here, find a place to measure, and we will lower the bike. Let's see how that works. Okay, we have measured. We have measured that spot right there, and it turns out to be 4.5 inches. Then I ratcheted that to its lowest setting. You can see it up in there. That's the softest setting you can have that spring on, and it's still a 4.5 inches. Okay, so this is what's happening. The ride is now softer. My weight sitting on the bike will crush it down. I can put my hand on this and push down on the bike. It's a lot softer. This is what I'm kind of really wanting to go for. It's going to do two things. When I sit on it, the bike's going to lower due to my weight, and I'll be able to put both feet flat on the ground. And two, it's going to be a better ride. You want stiff suspension if you're going to be on a track, trying to corner and trying to be aggressive. But if you're just cruising around town, going doing errands and stuff, no, you want a soft ride. So every time I was going down the road in that last video, I had to edit out a whole bunch of stuff. Every little crack in the road, it would just jar the camera, and I couldn't get a good video. And so I was feeling every one of those cracks in the road all the way up my back because it transfers the energy into you because it's so stiff. Now it's softer, it's going to be a softer ride, and I'm going to be able to cruise without all those nagging problems with the cameras, with me feeling all that weird stuff. Much better cruiser bike that way. It's great to have that little adjustment. If I still want to lower it, I still have the other two options down below, but I'll hold off on that. So now I need to kind of put the bike back together. All right, everybody, as you can see, got the seat thing back on. We're good there. Cleaned up a bunch of stuff, cleaning wise, and I've also trimmed off some plastics that were kind of just roughly cut. Reorganized a bit in there so I have more room. I also just can't stand how dirty these rims are. I'm going to sit down here and clean these rims. I do have a center stand which needs to be cleaned as well. And I could put this on the center stand and rotate this around while the wheel's in the air, but then I couldn't do the front wheel. But I've got this neat little tool here I've had for a while. This allows me to turn the wheel, clean a little, turn the wheel again. And yeah, I'm gonna sit here and do that. I noticed there's spots where the paint's missing. I'm gonna got some black touch-up paint over here. I'm gonna kind of do. Some of these motorcycles have a big red pinstripe. Looks really cool. I might try that. It looks like someone tried to paint the word Continental in red right here, and it's faded or been scratched off, one of the two. And I don't know, should I do that? I tell you what I'll do. I'm always up for trying something. I'll try a little bit. If it comes out good, I'll go ahead and do the rest. Maybe in white. White would be cool. Let's do it. I got a lot of cleaning to do. Well, it got really late on me. I had to shut the garage door because it was getting cold. And also I needed to get some more light. So the drop light had to come out. But I'm got to put all this stuff up and get it out of the way so I can get the car back in. And I tell you what, I'll give you a little peek at what I did today and go from there. The lighting's gonna be bad, so you're not gonna be able to see much. I did clean this rear wheel, and I did try to start painting the letters. It's really rough. It's not coming out clean at all. I'm gonna let that dry and see if I can clean it up, picking out the parts that are not supposed to be there. If it comes out clean, I'll go ahead and do more. I did get under here cleaned better. Got the rim cleaned. On this side, I was able to take off the chain guard. And I've wiped it down real good, but it's really oxidized, as you can see. I know what to do with that. I know how to fix that. But I wiped off the brake lines, and they're beautiful. There's great, there's a clear coat over, a clear rubber hose over the steel line. Man, they are great looking lines. Someone invested in a gold chain, and as you can see right there, it's still binding up. There is a reference right here. Basically, if the front of your sprocket is here, it's new chain. If it backs off and it's there, it's old chain. It needs to be replaced. That's the guide. Anyways, it's got a lot of slop in it. It needs to be tightened, if not replaced. I cleaned up this side of the swing arm. I cleaned up the kickstand, and I did move on forward. I put the new grips on. I've removed these, cleaned them, and put them back on. And I went ahead and cleaned the front wheel, and I started to paint the letters on the side of the tire. Just wasn't feeling it. From here, it looks pretty good. I can get, like, you can see the last three letters I started with. And of course, I cleaned the other side of the front wheel. Replace the grip on here, and it kind of bugs me here is the gap here with this gap. But I'm accepting it for now because it's, you know, it's minor. The rest of the stuff lines up real nice and it looks real good. So that is where I'm at. So we actually did get a lot accomplished today. A little bit more stuff to do tomorrow, and probably like to take for a spin on the third day. It's going to be a better day. Almost 70 degrees out, be perfect riding weather, bar if there's no wind. Yeah, so it got super late. I'm going to have to wrap this up tonight. Let me get this bike out, get the vet back in, put the bike back over here. You know, the crowded garage syndrome I've got going on, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Hey everybody, next day here. Actually, it's 2 days later. Middle day, I got real busy doing some other stuff. I only got enough time to do a couple things to the bike. I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see that right here. The one thing I did finish was getting the letters painted on the tires. It did not come out like I would like it. It's a little rough. Maybe on camera it looks okay. Maybe from about 10 foot away it looks cool. And maybe going down the road, seeing a little white stripe going around, I think that's where it would really be cool. Going to a car show or something, or bike show, it looks really hammy. Nevertheless, it's got a lot of wear on the tires, so I'm going to be replacing those soon, this winter. they're going to get new shoes on it. Other than that, not really going to do much more with the bike unless I'm going to do major overhaul stuff, and that means I need somewhere where I can work on it. I can tear it completely apart and leave it in pieces for a while. Like the upgrade on the rims, going to paint those gold and get new tires put on. I got to have the bike suspended with no rims on it. I cannot find rims. I did find one of the rims, and they were like $200 just for the rim, and it's a used one, and I believe it was in Germany. So yeah, finding parts for this bike is kind of hard. I can find a whole new fairing kits for about $400. I can find stainless steel exhaust for another $400 or $500. And I mean, those are great upgrades. I would love to do that, but I'm not gonna drop that money just yet. I've got other master plans in place, and that is gonna be a secret. I'm not gonna tell you about that. But what I'm gonna do is tell you that I did ride this thing today. I ran it a long ways all the way around the loop around town. It really performs great. It sounds great. It's just comfortable to ride. I love it. That's one of the reasons I got this bike. I know how much fun it is. Other than that, we're setting up for the next episode. I got stuff planned. I'm trying, guys. But until then, y'all have a good weekend.